Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Vince Duvall with Coldwell Banker.
Oh yeah, we should probably do an announcement, huh?
Yes. Some changes recently for those that don't know.
Yeah.
Brian and I decided to jump ship from EXP and we joined Coldwell Banker. So it's a great transition for us. I think, me personally, one of the main reasons we did this was some of the systems, actually a lot of the systems they offer our clients firsthand are so much more beneficial and really are client facing. I mean, I had a buyer consult this weekend, and it was awesome to show them the Real Scout system. So it was really cool to see, how they can interact with it, and just they're like, oh, this is awesome. It was really neat to see. We never really got that before. So
Interact is a great word. I've been really, and I think I have very few clients. We're still doing some transitioning. So for those that listen to this and are getting some odd messages from us, just bear with us for probably another week or two.
Yeah.
Because we switched a bunch of systems. I know we've talked CRMs in the past, client retention managers, customer retention managers, whatever CRM can be called. We switched CRMs, which is basically our operating system for our business. Let's see what else. Real Scout, like this. Real Scout is very interactive. Is a great word I've been using to talk to clients about it, on how you can really, this may sound weird, feel a little bit more a part of your property home search, like more tools, better ways to look at this other than just MLS search. Or our previous CRM was okay, or which filters our website. It was okay. Real Scout's pretty awesome. You have a lot of control. You can communicate with us better. Easier. I think that's the way with our new CRM too. I think there's some things that KV Core did really well. We switched to a follow-up boss. Probably just .com for new CRM. Follow-up boss. So yeah, pretty excited overall. I mean, the bottom line was better systems for us, which equals better systems for our clients,
or better service for our clients.
And
But
which equals better service for our clients. So that was the reason. That kind of, and honestly, it's a sidebar conversation, maybe slightly rabbit hole. But for agents out there that are looking to become agents, or existing agents that aren't, maybe just, I think you're not unhappy, but maybe just, is there a better opportunity out there? We're going to grow a team. We have a team, and it's growing already. But we're going to grow it more, and we're pretty excited about that. And I think if you want to talk to us further, I think we do a team the way, I don't say it's right, because a lot of people do it the right way, but and this is not, I'm gonna say this, and I feel kind of bad, but I don't. Historically, when agents think that they join a team, it's usually an agent's team. The team's named after the agents, and the agent gets all the lead agent gets all the glory. A lot of times all the deals go to that agent's ID. I've been in those situations. I didn't like it, because we're going to talk goals today, so this has something to do with it. I'm a big believer in succession management. Succession management is basically planning ultimately for your replacement. Right. That includes this. So Vince and I founded Eagle Homes, and that's the team name. It's not called Duvall Realty. It's not called Brewer Realty.
Breval.
We did consider our combined name. We could have done that because
Breval.
That's not anybody's
kind of like it.
I still like it a little bit, but we went with Eagle Homes. For those that don't know, it's a kind of a play on our national bird, which is the eagle, and also our favorite sport, a great score in golf, is of course
an eagle.
So,
hey Brad, I'd like you to move your microphone off to your.
I can't. I'm gonna have to scoot closer to you, which I hate.
Can't you push it that way?
Yeah, but then they got to lean. So
he's got to lean.
Technical difficulties, as you can also know if you've ever watched this before. We're in a different spot. Trying to give our people here at the Loop Commons some credit. We always, well, not always, but probably now 90% of the time, we
do our podcast.
We do our podcast here at Loop Commons, where they have really great coffee.
All right, let's jump into
so this week's topic is goal setting. Pay attention online for more stuff about our transition over to Coldwell Banker. We're super excited.
Yep.
We are part of their corporate division, not one of the affiliate offices. So affiliate offices essentially franchises. We can do that at a later date. So
yep,
we're pretty excited. Awesome. We're still in Burlington, and we
Southeast Wisconsin, Northern Illinois. We help them all.
Yep. Actually, we're even central, southern Wisconsin, and I'd say northern Illinois. Unless you wanted to know we're spreading in central Illinois.
Hell no, not yet.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Today's topic is goal setting. This time of year, we come to the end of the year, start of a new year. Of course, the word resolution is going to start coming up here very soon. People set resolutions. Is it just a fancy word for goals?
It probably is.
I think when I hear it was like, well, my resolution is to lose weight. Well, it's also a goal, right? Would that be a goal? So
let me ask you, what do you think the number one issue with goal setting or setting a resolution is?
You don't stick to it.
Okay, don't stick to it. I think too, I think one of the biggest issues, the picture's too big. The picture's too big. Everyone goes, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, when you look at it, the scale's only going down by a half a pound a week or whatever, you get very discouraged that you're not getting to your goal as fast as you probably would like. So in real estate, I think it's agents also make the mistake going, oh, I want to close 20 deals this year. And then they do two things. One is they're like, oh, it's January 1st. I got another 12 months to get 20 deals closed. And then what happens is it's November 1st. And they're like, shit, I still have 18 deals to close.
You didn't look at my notes.
No. I read the 12-week year.
Actually, I was going to reference the 12-week year. 12 weeks, of course, is 3 months. That's a quarter. And I think that's.
You told me not to look at your notes today.
You did. I'm impressed. You basically had some of it there, and I said I was going to lead this and then ask you questions, and you fired my questions back at me without even knowing.
Let's go.
It's impressive. So first and foremost, with goal setting, whether it's and I do personal and business. In fact, the business plan I use has personal goals in it.
Okay.
Because they do intertwine.
Yeah.
From weight loss to as golfers, we set goals every year for golf.
Yep.
Little metrics there. Financially, both personal and work. So everything can be intertwined. So that was the first thing I was going to actually reference the 12-week year, because I think that's a huge mistake people make, is what you just said. Oh, well, I want to do 20 deals this year, whatever your metric is in your business or in your personal goal, is I've got all year.
Right. Exactly.
Well, first of all, let's say you have a weight loss goal of 30 pounds. I can tell you right now, that's a lot.
It is.
I've been trying to lose 30 pounds for a year, and I got 10, 15 off really quick. Man, that 16th pound is pain in the ass.
Well, and that's usually what happens with goals. You plateau, right? And then you're like, oh, well, everything I was doing, it's not working anymore. And then instead of changing, you descend. You go the other route, going, well, it's not working. I'm going to stop doing it altogether. Yeah.
So perfectly said. So one of the things that first of all I do is, you have an annual goal, but then I break it down by quarter.
Yep.
And then I track it. And what tracking is, you track the actions, the steps that it takes to get to that goal. And I break it down so you have an annual goal, then you have a quarterly goal, and then weekly I have things that we track to say, all right, well, I have to do this many things. If I need 1 or 2 appointments a week, okay, did I get those appointments this week?
Right.
And even going down to the day, well, if I need to get set 2 appointments this week and it's Monday and I've already set 2, can I relax a little bit? I wouldn't, because next week I might go goose egg, right?
Yeah.
So start thinking next week. Always want to stay ahead. It's like a checklist. I had this conversation with you and somebody else over the weekend. I think checklists sometimes they can cause procrastination.
Oh, 100%.
So it's like, why do you gotta wait for something to be due or past due to complete it? Why don't you just get ahead of it?
Yep.
And we all do it different ways or don't do it. Like there's certain things I'm way ahead of and show no signs of procrastination. There's other things I don't. And usually what is it? It's things you don't like to do.
Right.
So
well, and
yeah, go ahead.
We talk about things you don't like to do, and when it comes to goal setting and setting those expectations, checklists, things like that. If there are things that you don't like to do and you just despise them or you really keep trying to put them off, hire them out. Find somebody that will do it for a very cost-effective dollar. We use Upwork and Fiverr for a lot of our miscellaneous tasks. We use systems out there that help us with some of those other miscellaneous tasks. Use those, assign those, $5-10 a week to free up your time and to make sure it gets done. When it comes to your business, is essential. Hire it out if it's something you really don't like to do.
Yep, absolutely. Or this is kind of getting, I don't want to get too far into like, all right, you have this goal and how do you get down to it? But one of the things I'll say, because you mentioned it, is, you hire it out. Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, so everybody knows him, he always says that. Something you don't like to do, have somebody do it. Certain parts of your career and life, you maybe can't afford that. So the alternative is, I always tell like newer agents that I coach or whatever, do the things that you don't like to do first thing in the morning. Just get them done. That's why I think it's important. I tried working out in the evening before. Didn't work.
Failed.
If I went and worked out first thing in the morning and set it to it, I had a 80-90+% rate that I would get there and go work out and have a good workout. Less than 50% of the time, if I said, oh, I'll just work out in the evening today or afternoon, it didn't happen.
No, 100%.
Because do I really enjoy working out? Well, no, I wish I could eat a box of donuts and lose weight, but I can't.
Double fudge cookies, buddy.
Whatever your thing is, those dang long johns with the white icing. Haven't had one in months. It's great.
Yeah. So set those tasks first. I agree. Set those tasks, get them knocked out first thing in the morning.
We already talked about it. So set your, back up. I'm kind of jumping. I was going to go back to notes because we kind of jumped ahead. So first of all is like, all right, vision, mission statement, stuff like that. You can have a mission statement, by the way, for your personal too. And then what's that vision? And I'm a big fan of, and I ask people that I work with, whether they're an agent on my team, I try to get my wife to do it. She's a little bit stubborn, is a 1, 3, and 5 year plan. And the plan is this way. I go 10-year first. Actually, sorry, I don't usually do the 10. I go 5. I go 1 through 5. Sorry. I was reading a note here. So said 10. I do 5-year first. And it's not like a plan. It's more of like, all right, what do I want a normal day in the life of Brad Brewer to look like in 5 years?
Okay.
And I to share a little of mine is like to get up,
golf Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
There's a lot of golf in there. Get up at that point. I'd be, want to be working on recruiting, developing agents for our team. Anything to do with any by investment properties at that point, and then pretty much go golf. Right. That's right. Okay. So where do I have to be in my life then in 3 years to make that 5-year on track? Right. So that I do what I need in my 3 years. And then my 1 year kind of starts then my annual goal process. All right, what do I have to do this year to get to that? So there's kind of the vision. Then you go to like, what are your motivations? That can be easy, that can be simple, like, typical wife, family, whatever. I always just say motivation. What makes you get out of bed every day? It can be something super positive. It could be a negative thing. Like, well, if I don't get out of bed today, probably not making the mortgage payment this month. And it can be a number of different things, right? So whatever is motivating you, then we start going with taking the annual goals and breaking it down into those quarterly attainable goals, then even monthly. Like there's a thing in my business plan I have is they call it seasonality. So it's like, all right, if I have a goal of closing 40 properties this year personally, I'm that, let's go 48, so I can do simple math. That would be four, but 12 months, that'd be 4 deals a month, right?
Yeah.
It is highly unlikely, because I think I've done it once, maybe twice in my career. Probably only once. Am I gonna close, because there's other factors beyond your activities
Right.
that dictate, where the seasonality part of it is weather, economics. Well, every year in January, we have a struggle in Wisconsin in real estate is who the hell wants to move in January?
Yeah.
It's typically our coldest month, our month with the most snow on the ground. It just sucks. Let's just face it.
Right.
I was just talking about this point. I feel like I walk every day. I walk in wherever I'm at in the wintertime. I'm like, man, I'm tired today. I slept like crap. I just think I've slept like crap because I hate winter and can't wait for it to be over. Sorry, that's me. I know people like that. But anyway, so I break those down. And then next, what are the activities behind it each week? There's things you have to do every once a week. I have things I have to do once a week. I have things to do daily. I break that down and then just, that's when you checklist them.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. What are some things you're thinking as far as things I did, or maybe you did who different?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think breaking the year down into 12 weeks. What I like about that 12-week year and breaking it down and analyzing it, let's say you set a goal of making 20 calls a day. I'm just going to use small numbers, 20 calls a day to your sphere, your database, whatever it might be. Or having, let's back this up. Let's make it a little easier. 20 real estate conversations a day. So if that means you are talking to the guy at the front desk at Loop Commons about real estate, you're having that conversation. Your goal is to have 20 conversations a day. Well, after 12 weeks, you can go back and look and go, did I hit 20 conversations a day? No, I didn't. I averaged only 15. Okay, well, let's keep 20 as your goal. But let's say after 12 weeks, you hit 20 and you think back on it, 20 a day, and you think back on it and you go, man, that was easy. Well, let's make that goal a little more stretch goal. Let's make it 30 a day. Okay. What I like about 12-week years, you go back and you reanalyze, you SWOT your 12 weeks. And SWOT is for those that don't know it, it's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You look at your 12 weeks.
Not special weapons and tactics.
Yeah, it's SWOT, not SWAT. But you get an opportunity to look at your 12 weeks and really analyze and find out what your strengths were, what your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats were. And then you get to set another 12-week goal that is hopefully going to reach your annual goal. And I think a lot of people look at, like we said, they look at that, they set their 12-week goal, but they never reanalyze it. They're like, oh, well, that's what I said. That's what I got to stick to. No, just because you didn't achieve it, analyze it, adjust it, make it work for you. And if you're not on pace, you also got to realize when I say threats, there are threats out there that are going to jeopardize us hitting those goals. It might be interest rates. It might be, job reports, people getting laid off, or, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
There's outside things we can't control, but we sure can work towards our goals and reanalyze them on a month,
I know a lot
basis.
of people do opportunity threats to look at as an external. Those can also be internal,
right?
Especially threats.
Yep.
What's an internal threat? Well, I'll reference the one I just made. If I don't get out of bed and get to work every day, the threat is there's some stuff not getting paid.
Well, or opportunities, weaknesses,
I'm not going to ever retire, or they're short term and long term.
Right. Also, internal threats are you got family, you got kids. I got I got 2 little ones that were running around in sports. That's a threat to my business. Now, it's something I'm willing to sacrifice. Don't get me wrong, but it is a threat to my business that I have to plan accordingly to say, hey, now how do I use that to a strength of mine? Is I turn those opportunities to have conversations about real estate, to have conversations about investing. I then, use that time as value added time, and I'm mingling with parents and grandparents that, hey, I'm creating a relationship that they're going to know, like, and trust me.
You said it really well, that you can take the threats, like, my wife's pretty good with it, but she occasionally reminds me I golf a heck of a lot during the summer. But I explained it very quickly. that could be a threat to my productivity, but I take advantage of the opportunities that are there. I probably get it's a client or two a year.
Yeah.
And then what does every client have the potential to be is referrals to other clients. So what is hanging out at the golf course? Well, I'm playing golf, which I really enjoy, which helps me mentally. So there's all kinds of the
100%.
mental aspects of it. But I'm also taking opportunities that are there and turn them into things that improve and help me hit my goals.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, when you're setting your business plan, you said it well, personal goals. Make sure you put personal things in there. May it be read a book, may it be, meditate for 5 minutes a day. You have to set time aside just for you, because if you don't,
yeah,
you're gonna stir crazy. You're just gonna be like, what the hell am I doing?
One of the reasons I don't like winter is because I don't have any winter hobbies.
Right.
I don't do except golf simulator, but I have no other hobbies. And my wife tells me, like, he didn't do anything in the wintertime. He works and works and works.
Yeah.
I don't do anything. So that's a threat too, because then it's usually I've been doing it the last few weeks. Part of it's because they have to right now with the transition stuff, but I've been working from 5 a.m. till 9-10 o'clock at night.
Late. I see the emails come across.
Yeah, it's not healthy, first of all. Show me anybody that works like that, like months and months. I'll show you a very worn out person. There's also at some point you hit a diminishing return.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And that's why you gotta freshen up. So, I break my goal to give kind of a summary, like its purpose, what's the motivation behind them, what's the actual trackable goals. Then we start getting into operationally advertising. This is more just talking in the real estate world, but a lot of the businesses too. And whatever your business is, you just create it, right?
Yep.
And it's like, all right, what's the marketing and lead generation stuff that we have to do in our business? Operationally, what do we have to do to make it better that helps us achieve our goals? Financially, what are your personal financial goals? What do you have to do? Like the 12-week year. What do you have to do quarterly to get there? Right? If I close,
4 deals a month,
well,
that's 48.
So my goals came out this year, and I don't know if I hit it. I'm also believing a stretch too. Like,
yep. Well, and that's where I want to go next. Stretch versus reality.
Stretch versus reality. So like this year, I think my stretch goal was, I don't know, 10, 12 million in volume, dollars sold. And I'm gonna finish like 7.5, I think. But guess what? It's 30-40% more than last year.
Yeah.
So then I look at growth. So I talk to my coaching clients like this all the time too, but then so I set those stretch goals. Like next year, my goal is 17 million. It came out to 17 million.
Okay.
Because I decided to go after, I used to do this early in my career, and I'm kind of going back to some of that. I would set a transaction. How many homes or properties do I want to sell?
Yeah.
Now then all you can do then is what's your average sale price? You got everything from lots that go from less than 100,000 to, I did $1 million commercial property this year. Right. So it's like, that's a way, based on my average, it's gonna put me at 17 million. If I just looked at this again, if you just look at the annual, that's like, oh crap, that's a big number. I've never done that in my career myself. Can I do that? Yeah, I can. But which would be about what, I don't know the math, 1.4 a month in volume.
Yeah, somewhere like that. Maybe
less.
Yeah, 1 point. Yeah.
Okay. But boy, if I just do 900,000 or $1 million a month, I guess what? I'm going to grow my business again by about 40%.
Yeah.
Tell me a business that wouldn't take 40% growth year over year.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of agents struggle with that, and a lot of people in general, they set goals that are unrealistic.
Yep.
Well, and then they're like, well, how am I going to get to that goal? If my average sale price is say 300,000 and I want to do 12 million, that means I need to do, I don't know, what's that work out to be, about 40 deals a year.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't, they set, but they only did 3 million last year. we got to be realistic in when we're goal setting. We got to be realistic on how we're going to get there and what we're going to do to achieve it. Because, like you said, if you grow your business, so if someone does 3 million this year and they do 6 million next year, they grew their business by 100%.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I like your point about the stretch goals, like, because I've had conversations with clients, like, to me, like, you also have to mentally where you're at. Like when I use my example, I don't hit 17 million this year, but I grow my business a good portion. I mean, if I hit still at 12 million or even 10 million, it would be good growth.
Yeah.
I would be substantially off my stretch goal, right?
Yep.
However, I'm super happy.
Yeah.
There's some people that can't think like that. If they set a goal and they don't reach it, they're like, it destroys them. I've had coaching clients that, and so I won't let them. I will not let them create a stretch goal much beyond what I think they can actually do, because it will destroy them. And like me, I'm like, okay, well, no, I didn't get anywhere near 17 million, but I did 12, and that's about almost 40% growth.
Yeah.
So awesome.
No, and I think that's where we got to, when we're talking about goals, you got to set those goals to be realistic stretch goals. So if in 2020 you did 2 million, in 2023 or 2021 you did 3 million, and then you went to 4 million, is it realistic that you're going to hit, next year 12 million? Probably not. Let's back
just be able to justify it through, again, you have those goals, but then what are the activities behind it?
Right.
And if the activities support it, then yeah, you can. I've seen people go like more than 100% growth, but they did, when it got down to like, all right, I've got to do, you talk to conversation, well, I got to talk to 20 people. They actually average talking to 20 people a day.
Yeah.
And most of those are just going to be nice engagements that may not get you something long term. And for those out there, when I call you, I am calling just to say hello. But if you're gonna, let's face it, if you remember me and I stay in your mind,